So we're parked in Pugwash, Nova Scotia, in front of the notorious haunted house.
We think.
It could be haunted. It's definitely a house.
Well, we think this is the one that is purportedly haunted. We're not quite in front of it. We're actually behind a minivan with a Thule on top. This is coming to you from my pickup truck.
Yeah.
Because the kids are fighting over fishing rods.
And parenting, is it that important?
The next generation is kind of their own problem, really.
Well, look, how much longer is this planet going to be around?
Basically, the way I figure it, they're all going to be on a basic minimum income anyway.
Yeah.
No point in trying.
Yeah, I mean...
Just take the easy route, kids.
Yeah. What happens if I push 911 assist?
I'm not sure. I've never done it. Yeah, so Dan is heading back to Australia on Monday. By the time you hear this, he'll be in Australia.
I'll be there. I'll be...
wrangling sheep.
Or
putting another shrimp on the bobby.
It's just going to work.
Just working.
Yeah. In a building.
Just neutering pets.
Yeah. So I have no.
Let's bring up to date. We are in Pugwash, Nova Scotia, and
we went to a bike rally yesterday. Yeah, in Amherst. If you're following us on Instagram, you will have seen.
You put something on Facebook.
Both Instagram and Facebook.
I do not know how Instagram works.
It's like Facebook, but
with pictures.
And it's owned by Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So
same shit, different pile.
Yeah.
Good.
So
check that out.
That's where we were.
Make sure you sign up for Instagram.
Sign up for
after that glowing advertisement.
Sign up for Instagram.
Yeah, this is just, if anybody's thinking of advertising with us, this is the kind of quality to expect.
Yes. Well, let's we'll try this. Do you like soggy sandwiches eaten in your mother's basement?
I do.
Well, Jake, you may enjoy going on 1 Foot in the Grave ghost tour.
We should do a ghost tour the next time you're in town.
Next time I'm in town. Well, maybe once we have more than 25 listeners.
Do we have 25?
Well, I mean, probably 5. And you've listened to it.
I don't know. I kept checking it over and over again.
How many times have you listened to it?
Maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I've probably listened to it about 8, 12.
Okay. Well, to the 10 of you who aren't us.
Well, listener.
Hey, listener.
Oh, wait.
And
okay.
Hey, Dad.
No, we on the last episode, we talked about calling our listeners happy haunts. I don't love that.
Little on the...
cheesy side.
A
little cheesy. So, tell us what you'd like to be called.
We can't call them ghost fuckers. That's too...
Oh.
That's too
ghost
offensive.
Fuckers.
That sounds too specific.
Yeah.
Although if you've had that particular encounter, write in.
Please. And I will gladly call you a ghost fucker.
Yeah. No, we could call them...
Oh, this is riveting, I'm sure.
It's good listening. I had an idea for it. It was something out of Ghostbusters.
Oh.
The Roaming Vapors.
The Roaming Vapors. Well, that's the tier 1 of our Patreon page. You can find us on Patreon.
This is just an advertisement. We have nothing to talk about. We're just advertising. This is it's a pyramid scheme. A Ponzi scheme.
You can find us on Patreon. Patreon.com/1 Foot in the Grave podcast. That's where you can find our original podcast episode about ghosts.
That's right, from our first anonymous.
Anonymous podcast.
Anyway, let's talk about the bike rally, because our dad, who he has cancer, he's been
lots of it.
He's been fighting a good fight though. He's doing pretty well. So he's a motorcycle enthusiast and wanted to go to the Amherst bike rally.
Yeah.
In Nova Scotia, and it's basically in the parking lot of a superstore.
Yep.
But there were a lot of bikes, and there was a beer tent, which...
empty.
Yeah, not a lot of people there when we were there, but we're there early with kids, right?
Does it go to late?
It was still going when I went to bed.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Dan is not really...
I'm not into the bike scene.
Well, you're a dirt biker.
Dirt bikes.
Confirmed dirt biker.
Dirt bikes are not... They're not Harleys.
It's not a style. It's not a style choice. It's a hobby.
Yeah, you just kind of wear... I didn't even wear gloves. I wore a helmet.
Dad is full lifestyle biker. He's got the leather vest with patches on it.
Yep. He's not patched in, nothing on the back.
No.
He's never capped a person.
That we know of. But he's pretty hardcore, and, he's he's got cancer and he's on chemotherapy and he's quite weak and can hardly walk. This big guy kicked some dust on his shoes and he tried to pick a fist fight with him.
Tried to get into a fight with him. He could hardly stand.
He can just barely stand under his own power.
Yeah.
And yet he was ready to go fisticuffs. And the crazy thing is, I bet he would have put in a few good licks.
Yeah, he would have. I mean, he would have been killed, but
he would have done some damage.
Yeah, because his motto in a fight is always throw the first punch.
Yeah.
Now, he learned that in Pugwash circa 1970, and I reckon now, if you throw the first punch, you go to jail.
Probably.
So
times have changed. Things have moved on.
So I tell my kids to throw the first punch, and I hope that they don't.
Yeah. Throw the first punch, do it holding a large knife, and bury them deep. Because otherwise you're going to jail.
or pluck their eyes out first.
Yeah. Hatchet. Yeah. A hatchet works well.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went to the bike rally, and we recorded a little soundbite. This is Dan and I at the stunt show.
What are we doing? We're at a bike rally. Which part of the bike rally?
Oh, the stunt show.
By the Atlantic Superstore in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Set the scene. They're doing some circles at the moment, and I'm wearing thongs.
Flip-flops.
An American flag shirt. My wife bought some decorative flowers for the garden. Oh, you're not holding the video. That woman screaming in the back is Jake's son, Jack. That's my son. That's him. He just did the woo. Anyway, it's a thing to do. It's a thing.
So that's our review of the Amherst bike show.
Well, I was there.
Complete.
Yeah,
complete.
I was there.
There was some interesting news in the Telegraph Journal today, which is the St. John, New Brunswick newspaper.
Anything about ghost tours?
Not about ghost tours, unfortunately. We still haven't seen that article. But you know what's interesting? The lady who did the ghost tour with us wrote there was a shooting last night in St. John, and she wrote the article on it.
Huh.
All right, there's a thing from 1997. A thing. It's a guy, a dead person. I should be more considerate.
It's old news now.
Yeah, it's old news, but it's up here. The reason I bring this up, so this is called the Malpeque Bay Mystery Man, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I just want to show you the picture, the reconstruction.
He looks like a St. Johner.
Well, he looks like a potato. He's got a very small forehead, enormous chin.
Yeah.
Do you think they maybe
acromegaly?
Yeah, acromegaly, or but it's a little bit kind of like Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah. Well,
Mike Smith.
Yeah, bald though.
And smaller head, lower brow.
Is this like a reconstruction from...
Yeah, this is a reconstruction of a decomposed body.
From the skull?
In 1997...
and by a St. Johner? Like the St. Johner did the reconstruction?
I think by the PEI police.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm just going to...
No, it looks like a person, but like in the evolutionary, it's like Cro-Magnon.
It looks like an art exhibit from someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's a bit like Cro-Magnon.
Like, have you seen this man? Let's not put any hair on him because most likely he didn't have hair.
Well, exactly. And they found him. He was quite decomposed when they found him.
Yeah, he still looks decomposed.
Now, I'm going to read some of the article. More than 21 years after a dead man was fished out of a PEI bay, police are still trying to find out who he was, where he came from, and how he got there.
Well, this is going to help.
So they found him in June 7th, 1997. The thing I liked about this is that he's wearing a Jack Daniels brand name belt, and his underpants have the initials GL written in the tag. Now,
Guy Langford.
Solved.
You're welcome, St. John.
You're welcome, RCMP. But I think so if you're out there, if you're one of our 10 listeners, and you knew a guy in the 90s, Langford. He probably was a boating enthusiast, given where they found him.
Where did they find him?
On a boat in the water. and they're not sure if he fell in 6 weeks before they found him or years, but he was trapped in ice and then decomposed further.
Okay.
But he had a Jack Daniels belt, so we know he
was a drinker.
But those belts haven't been out forever, and he had like brand name clothes. They could identify his clothes. So,
but GL, no one who wears brand name clothes initial their clothes.
To me, the thing is, the guy wrote his initials on his underpants. Do you do that? Or know anybody who does that?
No one.
It makes me think he's not of high high socioeconomic stature, because if somebody stole my underwear, I'd be like, they probably needed them more than me.
Those are gone.
Those I'm not taking them back.
Yeah.
Or he worked somewhere where they do a central laundry.
Potentially.
Maybe a
Or-
Russian fishing boat or something. But GL, that's not acrylic, right? Ooh. I think we just heard our first encounter.
Oh my gosh. Is that a ghost?
No, it's a lady drinking on the lawn.
Oh,
And the guy.
you'll be right.
Jack has this thing. It's like a Big Wheels, but it's a Nerf version.
Oh.
And it has the pedals that you pedal. There's a little clutch that you can pull that disables the pedals if you're going down a hill. But I saw him yesterday at the top of a hill, about to go down the hill. I knew he hadn't pulled that clutch. And I wanted to say, pull the lever so the pedals don't go too fast, but it felt like almost like it was too much work to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started going, and it got out of control, and he jammed his leg in it. And I feel pretty bad.
Well, that's how they learn.
I'm just a bad parent.
No, I think that's how they learn now. You can't punish them anymore.
Now, how many times have you done that on a Big Wheels when you were a kid? Like, go down a hill, the thing gets going too fast.
Never.
Huh.
No, not once.
Really?
Yeah, but I did scrape up my leg I didn't do the Big Wheels thing. We were more the skateboards down the Hayward's driveway.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad injury.
My feet are very rough at the moment.
Because you're wearing pluggers everywhere. You got to wear sensible shoes.
Well, I think I'm going to have to do a peel.
I heard this. There's a YouTube channel called Guys Try.
Yeah.
You might have sent it to
Men
me.
try.
Men try stuff.
Yeah.
And have you seen the one where they peel their feet?
Yeah.
It's horrendous.
So
It's gross.
So
really,
gross.
really disgusting.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, this is kind of like a mini-sode.
A mini-sode, yeah, that will be good. Yeah, then I can post a mini-sode. Yeah, that's
because
good.
we got to do regular uploads.
Yeah, in order to and we've just, by we I mean you, have just purchased 250 megabytes on
Good.
Libsyn.
So we can do a weekly.
Every
we
day.
should be routine. We should do once a week. We should
Once
aim
a
for
week at least, and then we can do mini-sodes kind of whenever, because we'll never run out of space.
Okay,
That amount. Yeah.
that's good. I wanted to do a cryptid corner. We kind of forgot about it last
correction
time.
section. I still don't know that chick's name. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it's a double name.
Mistress Kathleen Windsor.
Guy LaRoche.
Guy LaRue.
Oh my gosh, maybe
GL.
it's Guy
Whoa.
LaRoche.
Guy LaRoche. We found him.
Yeah.
That's
Dracar Noir.
Gary Loveletter. Haunted Saint.
It's going to be Paranormal Loyalist City Paranormal. I don't think Haunted.
Oh, that's
Saint.
the one that has. Oh, the
Sorry.
Mysterious Mistress Grant. Is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
So Mistress Grant. Yeah, she was great.
Yeah. So Mistress Fascinator, now known as Mistress Grant.
So we got to separate for a while. So what I think what we should do is do some ghost tours.
Yeah.
Individually, but save some audio files of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can bring your little GoPro.
I'll get. I'll do GoPro time.
I'll do some iPhone footage. And
Though
we'll put that on
obviously
our
the
YouTube.
GoPro night vision, not great.
No, that is true. It came out a little dark. My yeast infection cleared up
Oh,
nicely.
Finally.
So, Caneston, we should do a commercial for it.
Yeah. Caneston.
Do you ever have that burning itch in your foreskin?
I've had a burning sensation on the back of my arm, suspected because a ghost has been touching me.
Rub some Caneston on it.
Huh.
A lot of people don't realize that ghosts, haunts, mysterious orbs, and goblins are riddled with candida.
Candida.
Caneston for your itch. There you go. Little
Caneston.
commercial.
For skin.
That's for free, but if the good people for skin. That's for free. So if the good people at Caneston want to chip into our Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. Patreon.com/OneFootInTheGrave podcast. You can also find us on social media, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, One Foot in the Grave podcast for all three. Or you can just go to our website, onefootinthegravepodcast.weebly.com.
Nice. So obviously the cryptid thing, I am deep into the monster thing. There are a couple obviously good cryptids. One that I found is called the Czechoslovakian Dong Wrangler, and the only thing that it says about it is that it wrangles dongs. I don't know if it's a joke that they put on fandom or if it's really a thing. Is dong a word for something?
Write in. Tell us your experiences with the Czechoslovakian dong wrangler.
It may haunt your nightmares.
Or it may give you the itch.
Yeah. It's bad for the dong. Canestin. If you've encountered a Czechoslovakian dong wrangler, Canestin. Foreskin.
Foreskin. Nice.
What I do want to do, have you seen the book Bigfoot Hunters?
Yes.
Yeah, so I fucking love those guys.
The guy looks like Bigfoot.
Solved.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
He's like, Bigfoot loves donuts. And he's sitting there like shoving donuts up his face.
I don't want to eat these. It's Bigfoot bait.
Bigfoot loves donuts.
He presents everything as fact.
Yeah.
Sasquatches are attracted to
bacon.
Bacon.
I love bacon.
It's a fact.
It's
no
a
one's
fact.
seen one.
Well, I mean, but who...
You can't get that hairy with just eating vegetables.
No. Well, I mean, it's a lot of edamame.
Actually, I do know some hairy vegans.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Chickpeas, maybe. I feel like they put hair in your mouth.
Yeah. And just the worst diarrhea. I couldn't be a vegan. I would be skinny because I wouldn't maintain any nutrients.
That could be our technique.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a diet bet?
No.
I did. I just did one.
Did you win?
I gained 2 pounds. It's a shame.
Oh,
I've been drinking since you got home.
could gain weight.
Yeah. If that's a way to make money.
Is Diet Bet, is it like an app?
Yeah, it's an app. So you download Diet Bet and it gives you join a game. And you put in your money and the pot gets divided between all the people who make weight, who do the thing. I lost $50 on mine, but I'm going to do a new one. I think I lost because Dan's home and I've just been drinking a lot of beer.
Yeah, and I mean, we just ate 2 baklava, a cookie,
a cinnamon roll.
I
bet. So I'm starting one. I'm going to start a new one, but maybe we could do a haunted. Oh, we should do. Yeah, this podcast could have a diet bet. The problem is, by the time they hear this, I'll have already started the diet bet. So never mind. We'll do the next one.
Yeah, in 3 weeks' time, we will do Diet Bet, and my goal will be to be a skeleton.
I want to look like what was that documentary about the anorexic? Karen Carpenter. I want to look like Karen Carpenter.
Oh gosh, goals. Goals.
Hashtag goals.
I had a dream that I was flying the other night, and I think that might be the key. If I lost enough weight that my skin became like a sail, then
like a flying squirrel.
Yes,
you can't fly, but you can glide.
I could glide.
You could glide on updrafts.
Yeah.
We have enough skin that we could probably pull that off.
Do that. I could totally do that. I used to be able to do it with just holding a towel.
Fly?
I'll lean into the wind.
Don't try this at home.
Now, kids, if you jump off a roof with a towel in your hand.
We've gone 2 episodes telling them how we have a science background. Now we're telling them to try to fly off the roof with a towel. If it's a bath towel.
Bath towel.
Grip it firmly. Have your parents write into our podcast about your future haunting of them.
Yes. I heard it from 2 scientists.
So anyway, I want to watch those Sasquatch documentaries, and I'll report back. I'll see if the Squatch is real.
I read more into that Annabelle doll.
Well, yeah, they have this thing about demonologists, and they're summoned to a home.
So the 2 Morses, they've got Edward and Lorraine Warren were American paranormal investigators and authors associated with prominent causes of hauntings. Lorraine professes to be a clairvoyant and a light trance medium who worked closely with her husband. Yeah, they've got a...
Clairvoyant is like a psychic, but for the undead.
I don't know. I think they can reach out to the other side. Well...
It is claimed.
Yeah. Bugger, what's the name? They've got a museum, anyway, in Connecticut, where all of these relics apparently live.
There you go.
I know. Authorized number blah, blah, blah. Investigators, Amityville. Oh, yeah, Amityville Haunting Horror Story.
Oh, the Amityville. Yeah, that one was Now, when I watch those movies, they do give me nightmares, for sure.
They don't give me nightmares, but I don't like to put my foot outside of the covers.
Yeah, yeah. Or you chuck one out, and then you're like, I hope the monster doesn't see it.
Yeah. Oh, the name of the museum. It's,
Thinking of the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV.
Yeah, it's the DMV Museum in Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So check that out. You can just go down there. Always a wait to get in.
I'm looking at Paranormal Museum, Connecticut. This one's called the Warren's Occult Museum.
Occult.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The occult.
The occult.
Bullshit.
There you go.
Complete bullshit.
Well, they've got a Raggedy Ann doll. So Anne the doll, Annabelle the doll, is kept behind glass there. And it
It's
says,
freaky because it's got red hair.
yeah, and it says positively do not touch.
I've got mackerel scales all over me.
Me too. Not
my
mackerel,
watch.
though. Mine's minnow. We're fishing here.
It's been gross. We smell
Pretty bad.
Like a pier at low tide.
Yeah. And that's just in my pants.
Maybe
My
that
hands.
hasn't cleared up.
My hands smell real bad.
Canestin. Foreskin.
Foreskin.
Anyway, we'll catch you on the flippity flip, and we'll see you on the next one, I guess.
Bye.